Okay, what you see there is a basically a 1937, built 1937 4444. It was built before the T1s. They only built one. It was a N-1 N-1 for Baltimore and Ohio locomotive. They only made one. It was so poorly. It did so bad they never made another one. Bottom line. The rear cylinders are underneath the firebox, which was a horrible design. It limited the how deep the firebox was, and the heat and the dust and everything would destroy the pistons. This was a failure, they moved on to the T1, which had the pistons in front of the two driving wheels right here. That was a lot more successful. They built 52. They're actually building another one right now. The major problems that they had with that was wheel slippage. I guess they're going to fix that problem. So anyway, this locomotive was a failure. Pennsylvania went and built one similar to this, but it was I believe it was a 4464 with the pistons in the back, and a smaller firebox. I don't know why. It was already known that this was a failure, but they built one anyway. So anyway, this thing is made out of two Rivarossi 464s, and I'll show you what I did here so far. Let me remove this. Okay, so what I did was I chopped off, I took one whole frame, left it as is, like this, from here to here. I cut a section off the front of one of these, reversed it. That's why the pistons are here. And added a set of drive wheels. So this is only going to be 4-wheel drive. These front ones aren't going to spin. I mean, they're not going to have a motor. They're free spinning. There's no gears in there. I thought about putting 2 motors in there. It only was used to pull passenger cars, so I'm not worried about it. It will have some decent pulling power. It does have 2 traction rims here and here, so it will have a decent amount of lead in it. It'll weigh it down. It'll move pretty good. So that's what the bottom looks like. So there again, this section frame has been added. This section here, from here to here, is the front of one of these. I moved the brass pins to the set of rims that have the gear in it. As you can see, if we hold it like this, you can see that there's no pin on this one. It's just a bolt. So I swapped the pin. So it looks like this, except for this has the drive gear in it. It's got the same distance, as you can see, the same distance piston. So I lopped it right off at the front, and then I put the back half back on. That's the truck. Now, the way I mounted this truck is so it can swivel. The reason why I did that is so it has more movement. This thing will run on an 18-inch radius turn, even though I don't really have any 18s on my layout anymore, but I wanted to make sure that it would. It will slow down a little bit in the 18-inch radius turns because of the wheelbase is so long that it kind of bogs the train down a little bit, but I won't have that problem. So this is the rear truck. I put a smaller set of wheels here. This one here should be changed as well, but I don't have anything bigger to put in there, so it's going to stay like that. I shaved it down so it'll fit underneath everything. And I shaved down the tow bar, or whatever you call it, so it won't hit the inside of the rim, the wheel, when it goes to a sharp turn. It won't hit it. It won't even come close on a 22, but it might come close on an 18. So the front wheels are free spinning. The backs aren't. Obviously, this is not going to be prototypical, and I wouldn't even attempt to make it prototypical. It was actually kind of, if you ask me, it was an ugly locomotive. I think mine's going to be a little bit better looking, but anyway. So what I got here is, that's what it used to look like. Okay, so what I did was I cut this here. I cut it here, separated it from this. Then I cut this piece off because it's wider here and narrower here. I cut it and I reversed it. So it would start to, it wouldn't basically taper in so fast, so hard. And then I added in a piece of plastic pipe. I cut out all the inside there. That's all glued with baking soda. You have to sand this plastic down or the glue will peel off of it. You have to scuff it down. I grinded the inside of that so it would fit. I reshaped this by bending it with a little bit of heat and then sanding it down so it's almost flat. It's almost flat going down the sides here. It still needs a lot of work, but it needs some detail on the top. This needs to be all sanded down. I need to get rid of these ridges. I need to put my own ridges on the rivets and weld marks on this. The bell is actually on the wrong side, but I'll leave it there. I'm not going to change it. I added the original train had 2 smokestacks. I added a second one. As you can see, I just chopped it off of another one. This is the bottom of a 464. I cut it out for the transmission, and then I had another piece from another train that I added, and I grinded it down so it'll fit. Still fits. Everything lines up as if it was a 464. Sorry, I'm holding the camera and doing this with my other hand. So the screw holes and everything still line up. And then there'll be a screw in the front. And then this fits on the top like this. If we can get it on there. Like I said, it's a work in progress. So that's pretty much it. The front end needs to be finished. I have a piece for this. These need to be shaved off. I don't even know what they are. I have to reconfigure the front where I have a piece that is a bell at the top. The bell's got to be taken off. The headlight's got to go on there. Stairs need to be put on there, which I have. This needs to be one flat panel. This stuff here is going to be taken off. The cow catcher is basically very similar to what it originally had. The era, was 1939 when this, or 37 when the first one of these things were built. So actually the only one that was ever built. So I have to take off the piping because there is no piping on that locomotive. You can look it up. Just Google 4444 N-1 Baltimore and Ohio locomotive. As far as I know, there's only one company that ever made a model train of this, and it was West Side Model Company. They were made in Korea. I have not been able to find any other manufacturers that actually made one of these things. Probably because nobody wants one. It's actually the reason why I built it. Still needs a little bit of work. The body isn't sitting down straight for some reason. I don't know what I got going on, but it's crooked. Crooked as Kelsey's butt. So it needs a little bit of work. This is just rough so far. But anyway, that's what it looks like. I don't know why it's not sitting down. Something's stopping it. Maybe with the wire hanging off the motor or something is underneath there. But anyway, when I put some weight on it, it actually sits pretty straight. So she needs a lot of work. But that's that. She's actually a pretty big locomotive. So I think with the tender, it's 119 feet something. That's 9 feet smaller than a big boy with the tender. So it's not a small locomotive by any means, but it's not huge either. So anyway, that's it. I'll keep you updated. Thanks for watching.